it actually happened. My game room flooded. In every single pickup video that I have been posting in the new game room, in the room tour that I filmed in here, there are countless comments every single time of people worried that the washing machine right down here will leak and or flood in the game room. And the game room did have a leak, and the game room did get a small section that was flooded. But it's not what you guys think. It had nothing to do with the washer or dryer or any of the pipes or anything that has to do with that. It was actually from our furnace. So right now we are in the process of running the heater and the fan, which I've turned this off while I'm filming because it's loud. But essentially, the furnace that's in there, it's got a little box. You can see right there, the little red box. That, I don't exactly know what it is, but it has to do with that little red box right there. Has to do with our air conditioning unit that we had installed last year. And essentially, what happened is we walked out here, I don't know, a few nights ago, and the carpet right here and about like this all the way over here, there's a little bit back there, underneath there you can see it's wet, and then all in there was completely soaked. It was saturated, very, very wet. Luckily, the items that were on the shelf here did not get any damage or anything. It was nothing important, and some stuff did get damaged, which I'll show you, but just wanted to show you first, like, you know, what we're dealing with here. I borrowed this space heater from my parents, and we've had this fan going, and so far it's mostly dry. This area is still a little bit damp, and then I'm gonna need to move that shelf and get underneath there, and I'm probably gonna have to move the Nintendo glass case out to get right there as well. But all of this is now dry, at least for the most part. So what happened is that little red box is plugged into the wall to the right of the furnace there. There's two things plugged in there. I believe one of the plugs is the furnace. The other one is that little red box. And the outlet is up higher than a normal outlet. And the cable for that little red box was pretty long. So when they installed it, they plugged it in, they bunched up the cable in the middle and, like, you know, zip tied it shut or whatever. They zip tied it together. And the weight of that cable caused it to come unplugged from the wall. And we did not notice this because we don't go in there. It's usually covered by the Pokemon Snap Station. And we didn't notice, and because that got unplugged, it caused a bunch of condensation and some sort of leak. The people that installed the AC for us came out and they looked at it. He immediately was like, that's the problem. And he was able to not only plug it back in and secure the cable, he secured the cable to the side of the furnace, but then he also attached some sort of little bracket to the end of the cable and attached it into the stud right next to the outlet so it cannot come unplugged. He also hardwired that little red box into the furnace so that if it loses power, it will shut off the furnace as well, because the issue was that the red box was not working, but the furnace was still running. So now it has kind of like a kill switch thing, so if it shuts off, it'll shut off the furnace and prevent that from happening again. And inside this little room on the right here, I had a bunch of stuff, and some things did get damaged. So I had some posters. We have this one here, which, as you can see, got all water damaged. And this is a promotional McDonald's poster for the little Sega handheld games. It still looks perfectly fine. It's just a little bit wavy, but that one's not a big deal. I also had this Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity poster, which this is just like a GameStop one. I really didn't care about this, so it's not a big deal. But this item, as you can see, got very water damaged, and this was this brand new Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles standee. And it was folded in half, so the middle part right there was towards the bottom of the box, and that middle part is what got damaged. I've left it sitting here unfolded so it could hopefully dry out. But as you can see, it's pretty wavy right here. You can see it got some damage. I have not touched it since I laid it out. So you can definitely see it has some damage here, which is very unfortunate. This was new and unused. You can tell by that. So it still looks all right, but it does suck that this got damaged. This was the coolest thing that got damaged. The other stuff I wasn't really worried about. These were the other things that were in there, and these are plastic. So you can see it got a little wet, but these are like plastic display things. These are not affected at all. There's a Wii U one, it's very dusty. So that's everything that got damaged. So the reason that I'm even making this video is to, one, just give you guys an update on what's happening in the game room, because, you know, flooding in a game room is never a good thing. I got very, very lucky that it was not something more serious and nothing of real importance got damaged. But the other reason that I wanted to make this video is because, like I said at the beginning, every single time I post a pickup video, I get comments of people worried about the washer leaking in the game room. And the game room did get a leak. The game room did flood a little bit, but it had absolutely nothing to do with the washer or the dryer or any of the pipes that go to it. I am not worried at all about this leaking. Even if it did, well, number one, it's like a low flow kind of thing. It uses very little water. Even if it did leak, it would only leak right out in front of it. And the floor has, you can excuse the towels because I was using them to clean up, but we have this, you know, it's not tile, laminate, whatever it is, part of the floor. And the reason that that's there is in case there is a leak. It's going to prevent it from just like going throughout the entire room, because it's set about half an inch down from the rest of the carpet and everything. So even if that did leak, it would not be a big deal. I'm not worried about that at all, but the game room still flooded. So luckily it wasn't any worse, and just thought it'd be fun to kind of share with you guys what's been going on. Not a big deal, but it is kind of funny that it happened, just not the way everyone thought it would. So that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.